And finally, we have come to Eternally Yours, which is my second favorite Motionless song ever written and my personal favorite vocal performance of mine of all time. Um, I really struggled as to whether or not I wanted to give a detailed description as to what the lyrics are about or to let each listener discover their own meaning to it. And after a lot of thought about it, I think I'm going to just go the route of letting the listener find their own meaning in this one. I think the lyrics are revealing enough as they are to where you can understand the general idea easily enough, but there is a really beautiful story to the song that goes far beyond just being a love song as it appears to be at face value. But I think I want to keep that to myself since it's so personal to me and really means a lot to me to have written these types of lyrics. So I will give you one clue though that will help you understand that the song is completely cloaked in metaphors and not just to read everything at face value. Just try to go beyond that and see the bigger picture and see that almost every line in the song symbolizes some sort of event. Um, the clue is that the afterlife that the lyrics are suggesting the song takes place in doesn't mean that the two people are actually dead. The afterlife is a metaphor for the point at which both people in the story are at emotionally, and before crossing each other's path, they've been hurt so badly in the past that they have locked themselves out of having the ability to love someone new and have completely shut themselves off emotionally. Um, One character is very cold and resentful towards the idea of loving again, and the other is very weary and fearful of giving up what little piece is left of them because when they've loved in the past, they have loved so hard that they lost a part of themselves along the way. Maybe the two characters are actually one person's conflicting thoughts. Maybe it's two separate people. That's for you to decide. But the story takes place beginning with that understanding regarding the background of the two characters. And I think you can now use that as a tool to help you decipher what the story's deeper layers are, starting with the first line going forward. So, to talk about the music, think both musically and lyrically, this song is the most representative of the heart and soul that makes Motionless the band that it is. I think it bleeds Motionless in white, and if ever there was a time that I had to pick one song to live and die by for this band, it would without a doubt be Eternally Yours. I cannot express to you, I cannot express how full my heart is over seeing that our fans really understood and loved this song and ended up pushing it to become the biggest song on the album. I wasn't sure what to expect when we introduced it to everyone, but I really, really pushed Roadrunner to have us release this song as the first song of 2017 leading up to the album release because we personally believed in it so much. I personally believed in it so much, and I just had a hunch that the fans were going to enjoy it, but wasn't sure. So, really, thank you to all the fans so much for making Eternally Yours our biggest song to date and for believing in the song and sharing the most special connection we've ever felt between our band and our fans through this song. The sing-alongs to Eternally Yours live are like everything that I love most about performing live and feeling that connection between the band and the fans that I always talk about. And I really mean it with every fiber of my being. Thank you for that, and thank you for making Eternally Yours the song that hopefully the band will be attached to for a really long time. And thank you for listening to the Graveyard Shift commentary. Well, you have found the bonus track for the commentary. Thank you for sticking around to hear it, even though you probably just fast forwarded. For those of you that might not be aware, Ricky recorded an acoustic version of Eternally Yours, so I wanted him to talk about that because I really love how it came out. And you mentioned that this is either your favorite or one of your favorite songs on the album. But how did it feel to record the acoustic version of Eternally Yours? Caught you off guard there, huh?
It was stressful. Well, I can't remember if it was you or someone else that approached me about doing the acoustic thing, and but I just remember hearing, "Hey, would you want to do this? You have just pick whatever song you want." And I think I went through I think it was Voices, Untouchable, and Eternally Yours that I thought were good contenders for acoustic songs. And I
You chose the right one.
for some reason I had to keep going back to Eternally Yours. I don't know why. It just I recorded like the initial structure of both of the other songs, and just trying to find the melodies and all other little acoustic things that I would do under it just didn't sound as good to me as Eternally Yours. And then when I started doing the vocals over it, I did the chorus first, and then that I can't remember what it was, but there was a part, I think it was either a guitar lead or something that I did, and I recorded a voice over it where it's like that.
Oh my god, it's my favorite part.
And I was like, holy shit, this has to be used. And that was the moment I was like, okay, Eternally Yours is the song I have to do, just solely based on the chorus. And the verses were a real struggle, just trying to pull a melody out my ass, because it was
this is exactly why I wanted to know.
It was all just everything was screaming, so it was like I
don't know if I've ever asked you about how the fuck did you even what ass did you pull the melodies out of for the bridge, the verses and everything?
I have no idea.
Whose ass did you pull those melodies out of?
I have no idea. I think that I think that I just went with the first thing that kind of came to my head, and that ended up being the best thing that I could come up with, right, as it usually is. But yeah, I struggled a lot with every other part of the song except for the chorus, just because I've constantly felt like it wasn't good enough, like there was something missing. And I don't know if that's just because it's not how the song originally is at all. So to me, it sounds almost like a different song. And I've heard people say that before, but I also feel like it's a cool rendition of something else, So it was cool to be able to do. I would definitely do it again if
What was it like that was like your first time having your voice completely solo on a track, and it wasn't like it was just a single part of a song, like you straight up sang the entire song. How was that to reveal your voice to our fans and everything?
I mean, stressful. I hated listening back to it. I have such a, I think that it's one of those things where when you hear a recording of yourself talking and you're like, I fucking hate my voice. It's the same thing with singing, where I feel like you're used to it because you've had to hear yourself singing for the past 10, 15 years, so you're used to it.
Yeah.
I'm not. So when I hear myself singing, I'm like, oh God, this is so bad. And it's just something that I just have to get over. It's I said I was going to do it. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I knew that the chorus was great. I was really happy with how that turned out. So me being self-conscious about how the verses and the bridge and stuff were, it was kind of like, okay, I just need to get over it and just deal with it, because the chorus is what matters, and that's I like that.
Yeah, and, I think you did it's a cool thing to say that, like, your voice's first exposure to our fans was a song that was like a real challenge for you and showcases what you can do around a song that's already been created. And it's just, I don't know, I loved hearing it. When I listened to it for the first time, especially the chorus, like I love the subtle changes that you made that make it feel even more like emotional and just bigger. And I just remember hearing it and being like, man, why the fuck did I sing this song? Like, our fans are gonna hate my voice over the song after they hear yours. And you just have such a smooth, like, calming, relaxing voice in the song in a lot of spots. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's very easy to listen to, and I think the fans that know of the acoustic track really love it because it's one of those heart melter. I don't even know what you call it. It's a heart melter, and I'm glad that they have heard it, and I'm really happy that you did it.
Yeah, me too.
I think we'll probably end up doing an acoustic track for each song on every album going forward or something like that, because we did cinematic and now you did this one, and I would imagine we'll do something like that for each album where we pick like the number one song, and I would like to see you be the one to do it on every one going forward, because I think it's just adds to that special nature of what we do as a band and what you and I do together when we work together. So it was really
cool.
great to hear you do it.
Yeah, I had fun.